This conference will now be recorded.
So before I start the demo, let me introduce myself. I have overall 14 years of experience. I started my career with ABAP, then I moved to SAP UI5, Fiori. I worked on ABAP, OData, Fiori Elements, RAP on BTP as well as on premises, and also worked on various S4 HANA implementation projects, and also worked on the CAPM, okay, and also various services in BTP I have worked. So that is my experience, real-time experience, and also currently I'm working. Okay, coming to the training, from almost 8 years, I'm giving training on various topics like SAP UI5, Fiori, ABAP OData, Fiori Elements, S4 HANA in-app and side-by-side extensions, CAPM, Node.js, JavaScript, okay, Fiori, lot of topics I'm giving training, different trainings I'm giving. So that is my training. Okay, so I have almost completed 61 batches until now. Okay, so that is related to the training. Let us come back to the CAP. Cloud application programming model. What is the agenda? So why SAP cloud application programming model? Why we required? That is what which I'm going to cover. What is BTP? So most of the people don't know what is BTP. So that point I'm going to cover. Okay. Cloud applic how what is the advantage of using CAPM in BTP? That I'm going to cover. What is the need of Node.js and JavaScript? Because whenever I was saying the CAPM applications, the background we are going to use the Node.js and JavaScript technology to develop the CAPM applications. So that is the reason I'm going to give introduction on that. So everyone knows about, most of the people knows why Node.js has become very popular in the market because of a single thread model. Because of the single thread model, so it is become very popular in the market. That is the reason I'm going to talk about that point. And so we are telling that we are going to develop the cloud application programming model, CAPM. But what are the design principles? How it is going to simplify the development of in the BTP in the cloud, that I'm going to cover. And flavors of cloud application programming model I'm going to cover. And what are the golden paths or design principles of the CAPM I'm going to cover. And benefits of CAPM. And one demo in the CAPM. So this is the total agenda which I'm going to cover in today's demo. Okay. Now, why SAP Cloud Application Programming Model
So,
is required?
Bobby, just
Anyone,
to
please tell
interrupt.
me why? Yeah, please tell me.
So, are you recording this session or?
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, it is on recording.
This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm recording. Okay, so now anyone, please tell me why CAPM is. Anyone knows about the why we require? Anyone have any idea? Anyone have any idea why CAPM is required? Okay, so to understand the origin of the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model, we need to understand the history of the classical SAP projects. Okay, SAP systems are standard software. It means that they offer a functionality that most of the companies are similarly needed. They are okay. So they have developed an application in such a way that most of the companies can use that applications. On the top of that, you can customize those functionality to a certain extent, and also you can go with a systematic approach. Okay, so many companies can access the options for enhancements. That is what which we are doing in SAP system, right? SAP is a product which SAP has developed, SAP, okay, where most of the companies are using that applications, and we are enhancing it, that applications using enhancements and etc. Okay, so SAP has integrated most of the functions you need to extend a SAP system into a same system. Okay, of course, SAP has come up with a programming language called ABAP, so that the developers can work efficiently and they not to worry about the common aspects like authentications, setting up database, okay, necessary permissions, nothing we developer need not to worry, because the system, SAP system already provided for all the users management logins, where nothing a developers has to think about or worry about. That's right. That is the SAP ERP system which we are using, or S4HANA system which we are using. Yes or no? Right? Where a developer is
Yes.
not to worry about which database, authentications, logging mechanism, nothing is, it's a pre-packed. right? But what is the issue? Why Capm has come into the picture? But as the number of enhancements and modification increases, means you have a company and you are putting all your businesses in one system, so that what will happen, lot of enhancements, lot of modifications, everything we are doing in one system, and it will become expensive and also cumbersome. Okay, so customers are asking for more functionality faster and a better experience. So this is the way where the SAP UFI has come into the picture. Okay, where we are following the guidelines of the SAP Fiori and developing the SAP UFI applications. Correct, but still you're putting all your businesses, everything in one system is not a good. Okay, there is a slogan called keep the core clean, right? Okay, SAP recommends okay, against deep enhancements in the core system itself. Okay, so instead of putting all your businesses, everything into one system is not correct. Okay, why will happen if you do any upgrades or anything, it will be too much complex to upgrade a system when you put everything, all the programs and everything. Okay, so that is the reason the CAPM has come into the picture. The biggest challenge is creating and maintaining an application is doing, it's very big challenge putting all your business in one system. Okay, so for that we are CAPM has come into the picture, where customers who are using SAP system, they require that their mindset is that they want a stable framework for business application developments during the lifetime of the applications. Okay, so that is the reason the when moving to the cloud opens a modern programming models and various languages for developers to create innovative applications that are more powerful and scalable, right? So keeping the core clean slogan, putting not to put all your businesses into the SAP system. So we are going to the cloud. But when we are going to the cloud, the options will be open. Okay, there will be modern programming language models. There will be various languages for developers to create innovation applications that are more powerful and scalable. So that is the reason SAP has created a cloud application programming model with precisely keeping in this mind. Okay, customers familiar with the deploying, maintaining, developing SAP applications has turned to SAP with questions about okay developing in the cloud. See, SAP is providing a stable environment in on-premises, and the SAP clients expect the same thing in the cloud also. But cloud is open, right? Okay, so then that is the reason to make it very easy. SAP has introduced SAP Cloud Application Programming Model. Okay, SAP wants a framework to make it easier for the developers to use SAP services systems while taking the advantage in the cloud. So that is how the CAPM has come into the picture. Is it clear? That is how the CAPM has come into the picture. Okay, where you can use this framework. Okay, the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is an effective way to develop applications and services in the cloud. It provides developers as a rapidly develop and test and deploy applications using proven best practices. Okay, the framework comprises of mix of widely used open source and SAP tools and technologies. So when you use CAPM, you need not to worry about databases you are connecting. You need not to worry about logging mechanisms. You need not to worry of authorizations. Okay, so it is automatically taken care where the developers can focus only on the business logic. Okay, so this is what the CAPM has introduced. Why CAPM? Any questions, guys? Okay, the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is a framework of languages, libraries, and tools for building enterprise-grade services and applications. Okay, it guides developers on a safe path with proven best practices and wide range of out-of-the-box solutions for recurring tasks. So what I'm planning to add, SAP Cloud Application Programming has very proven best practices so that the developers is a say okay, as developers is a safe path with proven best practices so that they can build out-of-the-box solutions. See, when you go to the cloud, you have open market, you have a lot of options to develop. But today one technology will be there, tomorrow another technology will be there. So stable environment we should have. That is how the cloud Capm has come into the picture. Is it clear? Any questions? Why CAP, cloud application programming model? Yeah. Okay. Let's come back to the what is BTP. Anyone tell me what is BTP? Anyone knows about what is BTP? So now we discussed about the CAPM. Why we cloud application? Why? What is the need? Okay. So what we did is putting everything into all your business applications, business transactions into the SAP system is not a best practice. Okay. Keeping the cloud. There is a slogan called keep the code. So we are moving to the cloud. Okay. So now before moving, yes, we said moving to cloud for SAP. It is a BTP, right? It is a BTP. Cloud is nothing but for SAP. It is BTP, Business Technology Platform. But what is Business Technology Platform? Anyone tell me, please. What is SAP BTP? Anyone, please tell me. Anyone
I
knows
have
about
no,
what is BTP?
no, sir. I have
Anyone
no
knows?
idea, sir.
Okay, no problem. Anyone, other persons, anything? Anyone knows about what is BTP?
So like in BTP, it is providing as a platform as a service where
Okay.
your user can use. So simply you have given the example like ABAP. So in ABAP you have to develop in on-premise like from SEAT or some T code, but it is providing a solution which is used over the internet. So in BTP, like we have to create a login and we can create our program and everything on the cloud, means on the internet side only. So it is giving as
Okay.
a platform as a service,
Okay. Okay. Understood.
and it is consist of various services. So this is like subscription based, we can use.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so let us discuss what is BTP. Thanks for that. Okay, so SAP BTP offers variety of runtime like Java, Node.js, HANA, and ABAP, etc. So SAP BTP supports necessary runtime. For example, if you want to write the code related to C in Notepad, we cannot run, we require C compiler. And if you want to run a Java program, we have to install Java runtime, so-called JRE. And similarly, if you want to run a ABAP program, you require ABAP plane, which can understand your code, compile your code, check for syntax errors, and it executes your code. So that runtime environment is part of BTP. And this is we call as service as platform as service. So SAP BTP is providing you a necessary runtime where you can develop your applications. It is not only providing necessary runtime, it is going to provide necessary services where you can use as a service and build enterprise grade applications out of the box solutions. You can do integrations, etc. That is called BTP. Is it clear? So SAP BTP is well known as a platform as service offering from SAP. Okay, if you are planning to build innovative solutions to leverage new technologies like blockchain, machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, analytics, now everyone are talking about AI, okay, Gen AI, everything you can use this BTP. So SAP BTP is one of the development platforms available. Okay, and also it is going to provide you the out of the box integration options. Okay, it is going to provide you the out of the box integration options, and where you can build using as various SDKs also are available, software development kits are available to develop the applications like success factors, Ariba, other SAP, okay, non-SAP systems also you can integrate. So this is the best platform for building applications that connects to the systems. Is it clear? Okay, although choosing the right, see, SAP is BTP is providing a open options. Okay, then from that also choosing the right environment depends on many factors. Okay, the cloud foundry environment should be the first choice. Okay, so cloud foundry is an open source pass that enables you to use multi programming languages, Java, Node.js, Python, or Go. Even you can bring your own language and you can develop the applications in BTP. Is it clear now? Any questions? No questions. Okay. So now what it motivates for you to use SAP Cloud Application Programming Model? What it motivates? Okay. Yes, we discussed why SAP Cloud Application Programming Model, and we also said that CAPM is available in BTP, and we discussed what is BTP. Then what motivates you to use the Cloud Application Programming Model? Okay, see, as a cloud development becoming increasingly relevant to our customers, because now everyone are moving to the cloud. We receive more and more questions asking about what is the best way to develop cloud applications. What are the best practices and guidelines? Okay, are very important when to ensure the quality innovations. Okay, therefore, SAP had decided to create a framework. Okay, that could guide developers, okay, to develop the enterprise applications and take away some of the more technical foundational tasks to help them focus only on the business logic. So if you follow these best practices, so the developer can focus only on the business logic, not on the any other things. Okay, should invest most of the time and with their aspects in their mind, keeping that only on the business logic. So this is how the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model was born and continue to grow and improve. Understood? What it motivates? What it motivates? This is how it motivates. Any questions, guys? Anyone have any questions? Now you understood, no? Developers can focus only on the business logic. They ask for guidance and best practices, and that is how the CAPM has come into the picture. Instead of focusing for non-functional things like logging, what is authentications, what you are connecting the database, how we connect, what are the drivers, nothing you need to worry. Okay, so this is how the CAPM has come into the picture. Clear? So now, what is SAP Cloud Application Programming and what value it does brings? Okay, so application developers across the world are increasingly seeking faster development. Yes, everyone are talking about we want faster development time frames. Okay, where okay they have to have the clients is expecting very quickly everything development should happen. This is with the object of even in the cloud also. Okay, users much more quickly than previously possible. They're expecting clients. Okay, because of the rapid time in the market, lot of competitions and everything. But the quality should be correct. Okay, because of the compressed deadlines, there was only such more so much developers could do ensure a relatively error-free code base. Okay, development should happen complete fast, but your quality should be good. But you have very strict deadlines. But even though the deadlines, the client is expecting that it should be very good quality. This is what they are expecting in the BTP. Okay, so that is cloud. To solve this problem, okay, SAP has introduced the CAPM, that is called Cloud Application Programming Model. The Cloud Application Programming Model, okay, it is popularly called, it is a framework which is libraries and tools for building enterprise grade applications and services. So if you follow these guidelines of the CAPM, okay, so that the instead of having developers worry about various technologies and related compatibility in era of fast paced technology changes. So what I'm planning to tell, right, if you follow the guidelines of the CAPM, then developer need not to worry about the okay for various technologies. Okay, see today Angular has come. Okay, tomorrow React has coming, and day after tomorrow, okay, one other new technology is coming. So the other old technologies got deprecating. But if you follow the guidelines of the CAPM, there is no need to worry about those things. Okay, it will be compatible. So that is the reason we are using CAPM. Okay, the CAP allows developers to have domain centric and work at higher level of abstractions that they would with traditional technology and platform and frameworks. So the focus on the business aspect of the applications, and it is anticipating accomplished for the end users, developers to build applications that are more likely to be used by end users. So what I'm planning to tell you, right? Today one technology has come, tomorrow another technology will come, and we need to very fastly we need to take the new technologies because of heavy competitions in the cloud and everything. So if you follow the guidelines of the CAPM, it will be very easy to, okay, you will not face that any issues. So that is the advantage of using Capm. It is a framework from SAP that lets you deliver business value faster by allowing your developers to focus on the business logic instead of focusing on the other stuff. So that Cap also saves a lot of money, and also if the development is going to be fast, so that will save time, and also you can develop the applications very fastly. It protects your investment by making the underlying technologies interchangeable. Means today I am connecting to AngularJS, tomorrow React I can easily plug in and plug out. Okay, so because of the framework of best guidelines, best frameworks which Capm is providing it. See, cloud is very stable environment, right? Okay, sorry, it is not stable. It is not stable. Sorry, because today one, tomorrow next new technology, another day another technology will come. So if you follow the guidelines of the this Capm, you can just plug into one technology and just plug out, and you can just plug into another technology. So that is the advantage of using Capm. That is the reason Capm is bringing you the value. Any questions, guys? No questions. Okay. So now what cloud application programming model? What is it? So SAP cloud application programming model is a combination of the tools, okay, languages, libraries that will help you to build enterprise grade services and applications. That is called CAP. Yeah. Any questions? All right. Just mute yourself if you don't have any questions. Purushottam. Thanks. Okay, so SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is a combination of the tools, languages, and libraries that will help you to build enterprise grade service and applications. As you see this graphic, we support both open source and SAP tools and technologies. So this is a CAPM. You can use Visual Studio to develop the CAP applications. You can use Business Application Studio to CAPM applications. We are going to use CDS View to develop the core data services. We are going to expose the REST OData. We can connect to SAP HANA. We can develop the business logic using Java or Node.js. We can build SAP Fiori applications or any web applications also you can develop. So it is open source technology. Okay. Now, when SAP Cloud Application Programming Model, and it is design principles. Okay, so when it comes to design principles, there is open and opinionated concept. It is open because it gives you the choice. You can choose which technology you want to use. You can select your architecture pattern. You can pick and choose the parts of the programming language that suits your development needs, best practices. Okay, so here is the architecture diagram. So your core part is there, you see, okay, where you can develop your core, that is called business logic in Node.js or Java. You can build the domain logic in core data services, and you can connect to any front end, SAP Fiori, SAP AngularJS, sorry, not SAP AngularJS, React, and Vue, etc. You can connect to any front end. Okay, you can develop this Node or Java or core data services in Visual Studio, Eclipse, or SAP Business Application Studio. Now another is you can connect to any database, SAP HANA, SQLite, PostgreSQL database, any database you can connect, and you can deploy this CAPM applications in the environment, Cloud Foundry environments. There are various environments you can develop. So it is open, means you choose your technology. I'm going to follow, give a framework, follow the framework, you pick your own technology. This is called the CAPM. So it is open. You can CAPM is not only connecting to the HANA database. You can connect to PostgreSQL database. You can connect to SQL database. You can connect to MongoDB and any databases you can connect. Is it clear, guys? Understood now? What is CAPM? Whereas ABAP is only for S4 HANA, SAP database only, SAP HANA database. But CAP is you can build any, connect to any technology, any databases. Okay, anywhere you can develop. Is it clear? Now understood what is the CAPM? Is it clear? Any questions? Anyone have any questions?
No, sir. Clear.
Clear. Okay. Now, zero lock-in. as I said, what are the design pins? As I said that previous slide also I said you can pick your any technology or anything. Okay, you can choose any technology of your choice. Okay, you can pick any technology of your choice. There is no lock-in. There is no mandatory path that you need to use this programming model only. You build your own UI, any UI, your UI. You can choose SAP Fiori elements, or you can choose any alternate technology as well. Okay, so keeping pace with a rapidly changing world of technologies and platforms is a major challenge when having to hardware too many things to today's technology. Yes, today's one, tomorrow another, and after tomorrow another one, and also which might soon become obsolete. Absolute, yes, absolute. That is, cloud is very unstable environment. Okay, so CAP avoids such lock-ins through higher level concepts and APIs. So how we are going to avoid this? CAP is providing you the higher level concepts and APIs. So platform specific deployment approaches and techniques. Okay, so platform specific identity provision and authentication strategies. Okay, so on offboarding of tenants in SaaS solutions and tenant isolations. So because of this, okay, you can easily avoid this absolute concepts. Okay, synchronous protocols like LEST and OData, we are using it. Asynchronous channels and brokers like SAP Event Mesh and MQ and Kafka, we are using it. You can connect to different database technologies like SQL or non-SQL. You can connect. Okay, this abstraction allows for quickly adopt to new emerging technologies or platforms without affecting applications code that safeguard your investments. Understood? That is called the CAPM. Is it clear?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so without affecting it, okay, it is safeguarding your investments. You can just plug into the old technology, which is absolute. You can just plug into new technology. Very easy. Plug out and plug in. That's it. So how does the CAPM cloud application programming model simplifies development? Okay, so to see this cloud application programming model, as I said, it's the best practices, best frameworks, best guidelines they're giving, so that it will be simplifies our development. Let's first understand the common pain points when developing an enterprise applications for the cloud. Let us assume we are building an e-commerce application to be hosted in SAP BTP. Apart from focusing on the business requirements from the application, you need to put effort in addressing many non-functional requirements. For example, the application should explicitly declare and isolate dependencies. For example, let's say that you have built the application with SQL database. If you deploy the application SAP BTP with an HANA database, what you're saying, you have developed the application which is connecting to a SQLite database, but when you're deploying your application in the BTP, but that has to connect to SAP HANA database, so that time no code changes required. Okay, the database configurations declarations are isolated from the main code of the application. You see, your plugin, your code, when you're developing your application, your code is plugged into SQL database. When you're deploying your application in BTP, and that time you're plug out from SQL and just plug into the HANA database. For that, there is no code changes at all required. So if you follow the guidelines of the best practices, best frameworks, best guidelines, then it is very easy to plug out and plug in. Okay, so building, testing, and deploying and running the application should operate seamlessly with minimum manual effort required of this for these activities. Very minimum effort is required. Is it clear? This is called the CAPM. Okay, the application should be properly modelized to support a microservice architecture. So we are following where CAPM is following completely with the microservice architecture. Okay, and also the application is supporting for the RESTful architecture and provides services in OData format, so that we can easily get the data. Any questions? Okay, no questions. So there are two flavors of SAP Cloud Application Programming Model. Okay, the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model framework is available in two flavors. One is called Node.js, another one is Java. Okay, so both flavors are in sync in terms of features and characteristics. However, their internal technical implementation is different. Both are same, but internal technical development is different. The implementation of the business applications is similar for both Node.js and Java. The major difference is writing the logic, custom logic. The programming model provides opinion to write custom logic. Yes, obviously Java has own and Node.js has. For Node.js, you will use written in JavaScript. While for Java, you will be writing in Java classes. Any questions, guys? You have two options to develop the business logic. One is Node or Java. In our training, we will be focusing completely on the Node.js training. Any questions? Questions? So now we said best practices, best frameworks, best languages are nothing but a golden paths. Okay, so these are nothing but a golden paths. Okay, so if you follow these golden paths, okay, then it is very easy for you to do certain things. Okay, see, for example, see, following the golden paths of the programming model helps you to implement data models, services, and UIs in order to develop standalone business applications. So when you define your data model CDS, automatically it will deploy to HANA database. There is nothing you need to do. Okay, when you define your services, it is going to automatically convert into OData services, out of the box solutions, authorizations, everything you can handle. Okay, when you're writing custom logic in Java or Node.js, you can connect to the different databases easily. Okay, when you write UI annotations, it automatically converts to the OData vocabularies and generate a Fiori elements app. So if you follow these guidelines, these golden paths of the Capm, so you can have auto deployment to databases, can SAP HANA will happen. You can also translate automatically to OData services by pre-filled authorizations and frameworks and primary keys. You can write the custom logic in Java or Node.js. You can develop UI annotations and develop the Fiori applications very easily. So that is the reason. These are the golden paths of our Capm applications. Any questions, guys? Okay, so now introducing the cloud application programming model. Okay, the below program figure, okay, depicts the key building blocks and technologies which constitute the new programming model. See, you have a development tool, and we are developing a CDS use, and you can connect to the SAP HANA database. You can connect to the SAP Fiori applications, and can you deploy into the platform. So here, okay, this is how we are going to use a framework. Okay, the CCDS model serves as an input to the framework. It is an input to SAP Fiori database. Is it clear?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it's
please go
fine.
ahead. Yeah, thanks. What are the key qualities and benefits? Okay, no abstractions, minimal overhead. Okay, so we already discussed about the key focus of application development tasks, golden paths of best practices, and automation of time consuming tasks. There are still two more qualities which we want to highlight. I want to highlight. One is called no abstractions and minimal overhead. Okay, so while we provide easy to use interfaces to things like databases, we do not introduce abstractions. Means you always access to have native capabilities. For example, leveraging power of SAP HANA, you can always connect to the SAP HANA database and you can leverage. Okay, openness and freedom of choice. You pick any technology. I'm not bothered. You choose any UI, you choose any database. Okay, you develop the applications in any platform. Okay, you can develop into the different environments. You can deploy it. Okay, okay. So I am not locking it. Openness, freedom of choice. Is it clear? Okay. So by using the, in summary, by using the declarative operators like CDS, plus a combination of enterprise grade tools and services, and a golden path of best practices has been created so that you will speed up your development process. As I said, okay, that is reduces the time, and also you can develop the applications very fastly. Okay, but the golden path is recommended but not mandatory. You can, without golden path also, you can develop your applications. You are not locked in, and you can choose whichever path you are more comfortable taking it. That is called Capm. Clear? Now, safeguarding your investments. Okay, so keeping pace with the rapidly changed world of cloud technologies and platforms is a major challenge. Yes, obviously in cloud you have lot of technologies. Okay, while having to hardware too many things to today's technology, which might soon become obsolete. Absolutely, today one, tomorrow another one. So CAP avoids such lock-ins through higher level concepts. Yes, so CAP avoids such lock-in cons. Okay, such lock-ins where with begin the best higher level concepts and API. Okay, so that you with the help of this protocols you can avoid this unstable cloud environment. Okay, by having, okay, by following certain safeguarding investments, platform specific deployment approaches and techniques. Okay, platform specific identity providers. I think we discussed this page. Okay, we already said we discussed this one. Okay, so I think this slide got repeated. Okay, so we are, because of this higher level concepts and everything, it is safeguarding our investments. Okay, so now, yes, as I said, okay, we are going to use business logic to develop a, okay, we are going to use the business logic to develop applications, and we are, okay, where we are going to use Node.js. Here also I have given that only. Let me go here. So Node.js, writing business logic. Okay, so now what is Node.js? Yes, I said we are going to develop Node.js technology. Sorry, we are going to use Node.js technology to develop the applications, but we need to know what is Node.js. Yes or no? So in my training, we will be going from the scratch Node.js and we are going to learn. Okay, we are going to, okay, Node.js is heavily used JavaScript framework for server side web application development, and it is developed on Chrome OS version as a JavaScript engine, and it helps compiling JavaScript directly into native machine code. So in other words, Node.js allows to build complex and powerful applications without having to write any complex code. So why Node.js is come into the picture? See, JavaScript is a completely a web-based application. But if you want to connect to database or connect to the server, you have to require Node.js. So JavaScript, okay, using the Node.js technology, we are going to have a server-side programming. Understood? Any questions? What is Node.js? So we will understand, okay, client server architecture and multi-thread model, okay, following in terms of architectures, okay, following in terms of, okay, limitations of multi-thread architecture and how Node.js solve those limitations using single thread architecture. Okay, so yes, now if you look at Uber, Ola, most of these are happening at the Node.js technology, especially Uber. Okay, so see, that is the reason you are able to book a cab, okay, more than one time parallelly, and because of this Node.js technology, there will be no block-in concept will happen. So Node.js has become popular in market in such a way because it is following single thread programming model. Okay, but how Node.js solve this architecture? That is what which we are going to see, and that is the reason we are using in Capm extensively. In Capm we are using Node.js technology to build the business applications, complete Node only. Okay, so let us assume that in this architecture, okay, okay, user interacts with the client. This is the client machines like laptop, desktop, and mobile, and with the client machine, users makes out generates a request, okay, and then to send to the server, and server takes those requests, it is taking request, and process those requests and send back the results in the form of responses. You see, it is sending back the responses. Yes or no? Okay, and understands with the help of Uber's example, they're generating cab request, and those requests sent to the Uber server, and Uber checks in the database. They're active and available in that region and allocate passes cab to customers, and the server send back response, send back the car details or the driver details to the customer in the form of response. Okay, so you are raising a cab request, it goes to the database and checks the anyway available. If it's available, it sends a response back with the cab details. Any questions on this architecture? Okay, no
No,
questions?
no, it's look fine.
Yeah. So now what is multi-thread model? Okay, is going to resolve this issue. Okay, see, in multi-thread model, the server, okay, assigns incoming request to a thread model, a client server architecture. The user generates a request while interacting with the application and sends to server. Okay, so every time the it is going to create a new request come in the server. Every time a new request is coming to the server and maps a new trend from the thread pool to the incoming request, and the thread is responsible processing those requests and sending back the response. Okay, so client means I'm booking a cab request. It is going to this server and it is going to go to the thread, okay, multi-thread concept, and it is creating a new thread and it is going to the database, and then the thread is waiting to get the response. Okay, so what will happen, you see, sending back the response. So the number of requests is equal to number of the threads. I will see request num thread, request number one, thread number one, request number two, thread number two, request number three, thread number three. Okay, so what will happen, this request is equal to number of the threads used from the thread pool. Okay, now the threads present in the thread pool are limited number of resources. Okay, so if you look closely, you will find the limitations over here. Suppose we have millions of requests coming per second, and as a thread present in the thread pool or a limited number, so what will happen in the situation? Okay, so the new incoming request has to wait until this threads process complete and return back the results. So this is the situation of the scalability, okay, which we have to add more resources and creating more thread inside the thread pool. Okay, but it is costly solution. We have to have easier way of doing using single thread model. But before going to single thread model, we'll first understand the second limitation of the multi-thread model. Ante, so what will happen, that you have to increase the resources, but this will be too costly and you're increasing the threads. So this is not right approach. Okay, so each request is handled by separate thread. This is the drawback of using multi-thread model. So now multi-thread mode, what else is a disadvantage? Okay, in multi-thread model, for every request, server creates a separate thread which handles that request. Okay, if a thread acquires a lock in the shared resources, then the exclusive lock will happen and it will block other threads. This is also another disadvantage. Any questions? Okay, the second limitation of the multi-thread model is wherever a thread is worked on shared resources, okay, it acquires a lack of the resource so that no other thread can access the resource. Now rest of the threads trying to access that resource will be blocked. This is how I'm showing it in the, so to overcome this solution, SAP has come out with the concept called single thread model. What is it? Single thread model. Okay, you see, single thread model. It will be in loop. When we run all the loop now, so whichever is over, it will go off back. So it is running in the loop. So our problem is resolved. Okay, so when eliminate the limitation of the multi-thread programming, so in single thread model, whenever performs an activity, an event is generated. For example, if you click a button in the application or fill up the form for a new event is generated, you can take each new request as an event. Now once you generate an event, okay, emitter omits the event. So this is how, okay, these events decide inside the event queue in the server. Okay, and these events are executed is an event loops, which is called single thread mechanism. Okay, and this mechanism is a single thread takes events from the event queue and allocates the event to a worker thread and presents inside the thread pool. This is what I'm talking about. It will go in loop. Okay, so almost no function is node directly performs input or output, so processing never blocks. Is it clear? So this is how the Node.js is so popular in the market, and most of the developments of applications, web applications are going in the help of Node.js. So that is the reason Capm has brought, one of the reason Capm has introduced his backend is Java or Node.js to develop the business applications. Clear? Okay. So what is Node.js? Node.js is open source environment for server-side network applications, and it is a single thread. And it uses Google's JavaScript VA engine to execute. And it is a closed platform environment. You can run on OS X, Microsoft Windows, Linux, and etc. And also it is proven event-driven architecture and non-blocking input-output that is optimized and scalable. That is why we are using Node.js. Okay. So any questions now? Anyone have any questions? If not, we'll go to demo. Any questions, guys? Anyone have any questions? So now we understood why cloud, what is golden pass, what is best practices, what is zero lock-in of Capm. Okay, we have discussed. Yes or no? So now, and also we are going to use Node.js to write the business logic. Why we are using Node.js also we discussed. Okay, and also I said we can connect to any UI, you can connect to any DB. We discussed. Now let us develop one small applications. Okay, and we will see how easily you can develop the Capm. That is what which I'm going to discuss. Is it clear? So I'm logged into the BTP. I don't want to show in too much detail. Let us get into the BTP. And I'm going to use Business Application Studio to develop the CAP applications. So right away, I will go to File, Open Folder, Projects, and click OK. It is loading. We'll just wait. Okay. So I'll just do terminal and new terminal. Okay. So now I'm using this one. I am creating a new project, CDS init. Okay. Okay. So using this one, I'm creating a cap underscore Bobby. I'm creating one cap project using this statement. So it is creating, you see, it has created cap underscore Bobby. Okay. So now a file. Okay. Or see, you can create anything, CDS underscore or cap underscore demo. I'm creating. See, like this, you can create cap project. Sorry, it is CD, not CDS. Okay. So I'm creating another project, CDS cap underscore, sorry, init cap underscore demo. Press enter. So it is creating a project. Okay. Now file, open folder,
Can you please repeat
projects.
how you created the project?
Simple. I'll tell you. So file. Okay.
Yes.
Not file. Click on 3 lines. Terminal.
Okay.
New terminal.
Terminal. New terminal. Okay.
Okay. Then give CDS init. Okay. Cap underscore demo. I'm giving just okay. So now press enter. So it is creating a cap project for us. You see.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Thanks.
Okay. No problem. So now I'm going to open that individual project. Okay. Folder. Okay. I'm show you again. Click on 3 lines. File. Open folder. Okay. under the projects, you see projects, and I'm giving cap underscore demo. Click OK. Okay, so whenever we create a cap project, it is going to create 3 folders. One is called app, DB, and SRV. Okay, where app is specific to UI, which UI you want to use. That will be under app. DB means which connecting to the database or artifacts like CDS or business domain specific business domain. You will put it in the CDS, creating schemas and everything. Service means we are generating the OData. Okay, this is what which we are 3 folders which are creating. Any questions to this? Okay, in this DB, okay, you will contain database entities which is based on the CDS model. Okay, it is going to provide design time artifacts declared in this file and will be converted to runtime physical artifacts in the database. In the so in this example, the entities which we are going to create will become tables when we deploy to the database. That is what you keep in the DB folder. Any questions? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a new. Okay, so here we are going to create a date, okay, a CDS, okay, data hyphen model dot CDS. Okay, so now here you are going to create entity. As it is demo, I'm just copying and pasting. In class, it will be real time. Okay, it will be, I'll write the code. I will not copy paste it. Okay, so now I'm giving a namespace, means I'm giving a unique name to this that is called cap underscore demo. Okay, and I'm giving an entity name sales order. So when I deploy this to the HANA database, it is going to create a table called sales order. In that table, this all the fields will get created. So when I deploy to the SQLite database, it is going to create a table sales order and it will create all the fields. When I go deploy to the PostgreSQL database, it is going to create a table sales. It depends upon your requirement, which database you want to pick it up. But before that, you're going to create a data model. Okay, any questions?
Mm. The name
No,
convention is, I think,
sorry, come
you
again.
can choose any name.
Yeah, you can choose any name. There is no problem in that.
I think
It can choose,
about, okay, okay.
you can choose any name. Okay, so now I'm planning to expose to as an OData, so that we will put it into the service. Okay, so right click, new file. Okay, so new file, you will be creating data hyphen model dot CDS. Okay, okay, or you can put a different name like cat hyphen, best practice. Put okay, like cat hyphen service dot CDS. Press enter. Okay, now I'm just copying and pasting it because I will tell I will not copy paste in the training, but this is a demo, I'm pasting it. Okay, so now here I'll tell you demo. Okay, so now using cap underscore demo means it is where it is here. Okay, it has, we have given the namespace. Okay, from dot dot means it is going to the parent, one dot service, it is going to the another dot, this one. In this you have a DB, you see DB hyphen, see data hyphen model, it is here. Okay, so you are getting, you are giving a namespace as DB, you are giving a alias name as DB. Any questions, guys? Now you are creating a service catalog service, and you see entity sales order as projection on DB is nothing but your DB, and inside the DB what is there, this is there, and this you're getting sales order, means you're exposing your entity here. Okay, so what will happen, this is going to generate a OData services. I'll show you now. Click on 3 lines, terminal, new terminal. Okay, CDS build. Okay, then CDS watch, press enter. Okay, you see it is connecting to SQL database, and you see here this is the catalog service. Yes, catalog service, and go to metadata. See, you have metadata. So where you see sales order entity has created all the field names. So it has exposed as a OData service. Have you written any code? Nothing. So this is called the golden paths. Have you done any logic? Nothing. It automatically generates OData services. So these are the best frameworks, best languages. If you follow, everything will be taken care by automatically. Any questions, guys? Okay, and also you can come back and it is linked to a Fiori template also. Of course, there are no UI annotations we have added, but you can it'll link to the Fiori template.
Can you quickly repeat the action again, please? Just quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
So it has we can see the so it has created Fiori app also for it. Okay, so now let's come back. Okay, what I have done first is I have done CDS build. Okay, it is building it. Okay, then afterwards I have done CDS watch, and this URL it has come. Okay, so that is your question, or like you want anything?
That is my question. That we must
That
to
is your
give, yes, we must to give CDS build is exactly build and
yes.
watch.
Mm,
Okay, thanks.
yes.
Thanks.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys? No. I'll show you
So
one more very easy.
CDS watch is
Yeah.
something like it is giving the result. The real time also, it is like any deployment or something like that. This one watch.
See, when you want to run locally and test, CDS watch.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. Clear?
Hmm.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Hi,
And
Bobby. This is
after
Arif.
watch,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, I have
Yes,
like
please.
few questions. First of all, like where we have defined the connection, like which database system we are going to utilize
Got it.
because it is
Correct.
connecting
Yeah.
to.
SQL database or see, batch is providing you a facility. Whenever you develop an application, it automatically connects to the SQL database. It runs from the SQL database by default. That is the reason you see here, you are connecting to SQL database, but memory database, not actual database. You will deploy to the SQL database, then it will run from actual database. By default, okay, Bash is providing you to run from the memory database. That is which memory database of SQLite. Is it clear?
Okay. So let's say if tomorrow we are going to deploy on S4 HANA or
Mhm.
HANA database, then the naming convention would change, right? Right now you have declared
No, no,
without Z or Y.
here, I'll tell you. Yes, I'll tell you. Here in the package.json, you will give SAP HANA database. Then automatically be taken care of. There's nothing you need to do code the change. Have you written any code anywhere? Nothing, no? Have you written
Mm-hmm.
that it has to connect to the SQL database? No. You will put everything in the package.json, which database you want to connect, and automatically it is going to connect to the database. There is no code change. Is it clear?
Okay, but let's say you have mentioned to connect to S4 HANA
Mm-hmm.
HANA database. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you created an entity called sales order.
Okay.
Okay, so how this like generally in S4 HANA we have this convention, right? We
It's
have to create objects, artifacts with Z or Y.
that
So how that is going to be taken care?
our yeah. I'll tell you what. There is no G and Y concept in the here. There is no GY in that is only in the SAP on-premises system. Okay. This is your CAP application, and this is HANA database, SQL database, Post database, some other database. Okay.
Hmm.
You created a CDS. Okay. Now in the package.json configured to HANA database. Let us assume. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
you will in the package.json you will remove HANA and you will put it PostgreSQL database. So what will happen? This connection which is there, it will remove, and you have to deploy again your entity to the PostgreSQL database. That's all. Plug in and plug out. You're just creating a domain here. And when you deploy to HANA database, it will create tables. Then you remove that plug out and trying and put it in the package.json PostgreSQL, and again you deploy it to the PostgreSQL database. Plug out and plug in and deploy. Simple. So you are not creating the tables. You're just developing a CDS view and deploying it. That is the advantage of using the framework. Understood?
Okay.
So
So like
naming convention is that depends on which database you are going to deploy. So then we have
Not
to
required.
select.
No.
Not
There is
required.
nothing like that. Nothing. No.
Okay.
No.
No.
No. No.
Okay.
Okay.
so
I'll show
can
you
you
one more thing. So yeah, tell me, please.
yeah,
Tell
can you
me.
go
No
back to
problem.
the diagram which you created just now?
Yeah. Sure. I'm going. Just give me 1 minute. Just a second. I'm bringing one CSV file.
Okay.
Then I'm going to show you how it works. That's the reason I'm opening. I'm sharing my screen back. Okay. So if you look at here, there is no data here. Yes or no? Right. So now what I'm going to create in the DB one new folder called data because of golden parts of the framework. Okay. Now, if you look at this CSV file, cap_demo, yes, it's the same namespace. Okay, hyphen sales order, this is our entity name, and inside this it has some data. I'll open it. And it should be same field names. Okay, it should be same name. This names only it should be there. Okay, it should be same name. You see. Okay, now what I'm going to do, right? Now I'm going to just drag this one in data. Okay, now you see here sales order. You see the data has come. Okay, so this is the golden path. Golden path. Okay, if you follow the golden path, automatic deployments, automatic everything will happen very automatic. There's nothing you need to write the code. That is the advantage of using CapM, following the best practices and best guidelines, best libraries. Okay, now coming back to the diagram. Yes, please tell me. See, I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
So
I'll give
mhm.
the answer to you before let me tell you. So in the CDS, I have created CDS entity type. Okay, now I am deploying in the package.json. In the package.json, I have given HANA database. Okay, then I will use CDS deploy. Okay, then the CDS which we have created, it is going to deploy into the HANA database. Now client says, no, HANA database is too costly. Okay, I don't want to use HANA database. Remove, go to the PostgreSQL database. I will just plug out by how? By removing in the HANA database. Then I will give PostgreSQL database. Then again, I will use CDS deploy. I'll deploy to the PostgreSQL database. Okay, your business logic is here. Your entity is here. Everything is here. It will get deployed. Any questions? Now you please ask me.
Good morning, Ravi. So you mean to
Yeah.
say that entity is here in the sense, fine, at the end, will the entity gets transported to the corresponding database that we are pointing to or not?
Yes. Yes.
So in
It will
that
be
case,
creating in the database like a cap_demo hyphen sales order in the database. It's
so
a table like that.
coming to the previous question.
Cap_demo hyphen sales orders.
Okay, so coming to the previous
Mm,
question from Arif. So if it creates a database
mm.
table, SAP HANA database won't accept namespaces without Z or Y. Again, same question.
No, see, you're talking about on-premises. You're talking about on-premises. I'm talking about HANA data BTP. Okay, there is a difference. You are talking about we are not developing applications for on-premises. We are developing applications in BTP where HANA database is one of the services in BTP. There is no concept of Z and Y there. Okay.
Okay, so okay,
See,
okay.
in the
So if
BTP,
we
in
want,
the
can
BTP,
we able
you
to
have
see
a
this?
different database.
Okay,
Okay. See, go to the subaccounts. See, this database is not a on-premises database. It's a pure blank database. You won't have any tables. You don't have any predefined tables like VBAC, VBAP. No, it's a pure blank database. It is a database. It is providing as a service.
okay. So where we
I'll tell you,
can see the
PostgreSQL is one of the
tables
database. Yeah, I'm
application.
showing. No, this is the database. This is a service. You see, data and HANA database is one of the database as a service.
Mhm. So whatever the
Yeah. Any more
changes that we
questions?
wanted to make, we again have to come to this BTP and do the changes to the table. We cannot do in the back end, directly.
There is
We
no
have to
backend.
do.
See, if you want to connect to the backend, you have to develop a OData service and you have to consume that OData service in the Capm. That also is part of my training.
Sorry, can you just come again?
If you want to get the data or if you want to send the data from the Capm, from the backend, you are going to develop a OData service that you will be consuming that OData service in the Capm.
So that data comes to Capm from backend, right?
Correct. There is no table concept. You won't create any tables using Capm. Okay, in the on-premises system, you can only create tables to cloud databases. Is HANA
Where there
database
is no specific
not
naming convention.
any S4 HANA database. It is a plain database. Nothing. It is just a database. That's all. PostgreSQL is a plain database. Like PostgreSQL, like SQL, HANA is one of the database in BTP.
Okay, so in
See,
our
it's
training, in the upcoming training, will we be able to connect to HANA database or any other database specifically? Like,
we are going to connect to PostgreSQL database. We are going to connect to HANA database. We are going to connect to the SQL database, and we are going to consume the data from on-premises system. Everything will be done. Explain what are the topics which I'm covering.
okay, let's see there then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? That's all. No. I'll open the sorry list of all the topic trainings. Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm opening the PDF.
You can show again the detail about the training. I see.
Yeah. I'm showing what of the topics which I'm going to cover in my training. I'm going to show now. Okay.
Thanks.
Just a second. You guys are able to see my screen, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So BTP introductions. What is BTP overview? What is global accounts, sub accounts, directories? What are tenants? What is service marketplace? What are instances and subscriptions? HTML applications? What are connectivity, security in BTP? Multi-tenancy BTP, single tenant, multi-tenants, how we are going to do multi-tenants in real time. Okay, overview of the single tenant, multi-tenant concepts in BTP. Okay, security in BTP, what is identity provider, what are different service security services there, what is IAS, what is XSUA, app routers, what is OAuth, SML, brief introduction I'm going to give in security. Then coming to the CAPM, CDS overview. What is CAPM? Design principles. How does CAPM simplifies? What are golden paths? Data modeling. What is entities, views, associations, aspects, and postfix projections, paths, expressions, domain model, best practice naming conventions, reuse models, common aspects, auto exclude, auto expose, e tags, crude. Okay, everything I'll be explaining. We will connect to the SQL database and HANA database, and also PostgreSQL database will be connecting. We'll connect OData and CAPM. Okay, how we are going to develop OData and CAPM. What is domain model, persistent models, how to develop APIs, how to develop SAP Fiori UIs templates in Capm. Okay, then we are going to develop the Fiori Elements app with the help of UI annotations, filterings, localizations, developing list report object page, or how to implement authorizations, authentications using access UI mechanisms. What is security? How we'll implement securities, how we'll be restricting the users, how we are going to create predefined roles, how we'll implement event handling, implement custom handlers, how to query APIs, how to implement before and after on event handlers in Capm. Everything will be covering. How we are going to do the crude Capm, how we are going to implement functions, okay, actions, how to debug Fiori applications, how to deploy a Capm project consuming OData services from S/4HANA system on on-premises. Also, we are going to cover. And yes, we will have Node.js. We are going to go in detail level Node.js. Okay, Node.js, installation Node.js, importing files, file systems, get input arguments, debugging techniques, asynchronous Node.js stacks, call queues, HTML and customizing requests, handling errors, how to call back functions, call back abstractions in Node.js. Then JavaScript in depth will be going in JavaScript because we are quick starting with HTML, then we'll move to JavaScript, then we'll move to Node.js, then we'll because the base for the Capm is this all three. So in the JavaScript, we are going to do in-depth JavaScript, okay, from the scratch, data types, variable declaration, string operations, string events, nested loops, forms, events, JavaScript regular expressions, arrow functions, promises, let constants, okay, various arrays, okay, indexes, object entities, iterate over Java, over strings, everything callbacks, waiting if I do synchronous, asynchronous, promises, everything will cover. Then we develop the application. We are deploying that application in the SAP BTP and Cloud Foundry, and we are going to use SAP Fiori Launchpad, that is called SAP Build Work Zone service, to display as a tile in the Fiori Launchpad, creating catalogs, tiles, groups, security, roles, everything we're going to cover. Okay, and also we are covering HTML introduction. Okay, so these are the various things. First, I'll start with HTML. Okay, then I will be going back to JavaScript, then I will be going back to Node.js, then I will be going back to the Btp, multi-tenancy security Capm, then I will be going back to the SAP build workflow. Yes, these are the topics which I'll be covering. Okay, I'm going to start this training from May 6th onwards. May 6th onwards, I'm going to start. So what are the every Friday I'll be giving exercises based on the topic which I covered on that week. Okay, so and also once the training is completed, I'll be providing a study material on Capm, interview question and answers Capm, and resume template on Capm. Okay, and also daily it will be 1.5 hour class on weekdays. Once the training is completed, I'll be uploading the recording video, okay, where you will be having view access for 1 year. And what are the PPTs, programs, which I'm explaining, okay, everything I'll putting in the access, okay, where you can download. But recording video will be there, view access for 1 year. Clear?
I have
Any
other
questions?
Bobby,
questions.
sorry,
Uh,
Bobby, what will be the timing for the class?
Yeah, I will tell you. I'll tell the timings. Just a second.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Apart from the timings, anyone have any more questions?
I have another question. When we start at you say at 5 May, right? I think in 8 days, right?
Sorry, come again. I didn't understand your question.
We start at 5 May, right?
No, no, I will
5th
tell you
May,
the
yeah,
timings.
yeah.
Just give me
No,
1
no,
minute.
no. 5th May. He is asking about the date. 8th
Date.
May
I
Oh,
or
mean the
5th May
date.
you start?
that 6th May.
6th May to 5 May,
6th May.
5th May.
Yeah,
6th
for
May
you it will
is a
be 5th May.
Monday.
If you are in outside,
Ah, you
Yes.
say you
I'll
say,
tell
you
you.
say 5th May. Okay,
6th
6th
May.
May. They start on the same time. Is each time is
No,
like
no, no, no,
2 days.
not in this time. I'll tell you the time. I'll tell you the time. I'll tell you the time. That's what
Okay,
I'm saying. Just
then
give
the
me,
last question.
I'll take that question last. I'll take that question last. Timings, I will tell you at last. Any
Okay,
more questions?
on you have another question. Is from Monday to